temperature is 91 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Our local Doppler radar. Today, scattered thunderstorms, high 89. Winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 40%. For tonight, thunderstorms early, low 74. Winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 40%. On Tuesday, partly to mostly cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms. High 90. Chance of rain 60%. Our 7-day outlook.
Whoa, I'm on time today. Hello, how is it going? Welcome into welcome to the whatever. What is this? Like a stream or something? I don't know. I really don't know what's going on here. It's like I'm on a screen and I'm like talking and then there's like people talking back. What? This is actually wild and kind of scary. Like, I don't know, kind of scary that technology has come this far. I think maybe we should like throw all of our computers away and just like return to monkey, you know what I mean? Should just all gather around a fire and like throw random stuff into the fire instead of watching live streams. How about that? Yeah, I'm gonna log off now. Let's go do that instead. Welcome in. How is it going? Hope you've had a good day. My day has been uneventful. Let's just say that. That sounds absolutely lovely. Heck yeah, glad somebody agrees. Yeah, I do have to say, like, these people who talk about touching grass, I think they're onto something. Grass is pretty cool. If you actually go outside sometimes and like touch grass and sand and dirt and stuff, it's like, whoa. Kind of, it's like a 4D experience, you know what I mean? Is there gonna be a demo for the game? There technically is already. You can actually play the demo in person if you happen to be coming to several conventions in Germany this year. Also, thank you for the 33-month resub, Matty. Welcome in, dude. The number of months I have is about the same as the number of minutes I've spent hunting a mosquito in my room, which I am still yet to catch. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's getting warmer here as well, and yeah, excellent mosquito season. I love it. We love mosquitoes. We love the little buzzy boys who chomp on you for no reason. It's pretty cool. And nice. I love it when they bite you and then you just have like this lump that's like the itchiest thing known to man. And you can't do anything about it. It's cool. It's awesome. All because a little fly thingy just wanted to snack on you. It's want to snack on your blood. It's kind of rude, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you for the save reminder. I was gonna say that I haven't done anything yet, but that's a lie. I did a little bit of stuff before stream started. If grass was bad, cows and sheep wouldn't eat it all the time. Think about it. Or maybe they're eating it to, you know, like protect us from it. Because the grass is actually dangerous. Maybe. But yeah, we just got a little animation production stream today. A little bit cozy, a little bit productive. And as usual, I'm not going to explain what the video's about. Because there's always going to be people joining every so often. Thank you for the unshrimp reminder, but I do have excellent posture right now. Yeah, there's always like a river of people hopping in and out of stream. So if I have to explain, if I'm gonna explain what the video is about, I will have to do that every like 20 minutes. So I'd rather just keep it mysterious. Or semi-mysterious. You'll probably kind of figure out what's going on while you watch. But yeah, this is way too visible. Yes. Indeed. Is your name Ari or Aaron? Aaron is my name. Or it's just a nickname that I like. So you can call me either. You can even call me Chip. You can technically call me Socks as well if you want to. That's more like the character's name, but I very much do not mind that. Considering he is me. Is this the right brush? It is, yo. What's the video about? Okay. See, I can't tell if you're joking or if you genuinely just came here and you missed the part about how I wasn't going to explain what the video's about. Is this a masterful gambit? I don't know. But yeah, freaking whether you're working on stuff as well today or you're just gaming or whatever, please feel free to share what you're up to if you would like to. I always find it fun to learn about what stuff that you guys like to do. what kind of projects you got and stuff like that. Joking? Okay. If animation's a hobby, why does hobby make me sad? Is it a hobby if it makes you sad? You don't have to do things that make you sad, you know. I don't know. I guess the only time I ever get sad when it comes to animating or thinking about animation is when I'm trying to make an animation and it's not coming out the way I want it to. And yeah, the solution to that is study. I realized something. I barely ever study animation, which is really annoying because I really want to improve, and studying is the best way to improve. Not just practicing. You can't just practice all day every day and then you get amazing. You have to actually learn how to do things. But it just takes so like long to study animation, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot quicker for me to. I've been doing a lot of figure drawing. I've practiced hands a lot lately. I've gotten my hands drawing game has gotten very a lot better. Let's say that. Facial expression, stuff like that. It's a lot easier to just. You know, I use lineofaction.com. It's an amazing website, by the way. You can do frickin' like it'll show you a bunch of pictures of like hands, faces, full body, stuff like that, and you can literally just throw that on, do a sketch like 5 minutes for 5 images. It takes like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. It's great, it's really quick, but with animation, it's like, okay, I gotta like find a reference image, a reference video. I gotta find a way to like look at the video where I can see the individual frames, and I gotta, you know, it's a lot more complicated, and I personally never find the time for it, which is very annoying. Is there a possibility you can publish on Steam? I'm excited to play. Well, I'm glad you're excited to play. I played the demo myself last week. I was in Hamburg last week, by the way. That's where the main game dev lives, and where his studio is. And I decided to go over there for a week to work on the game because, you know, I'm doing all the 2D art for it, basically, mostly like the stickers you can collect in the game, things like the icons for the money and the stuff you collect. A little bit of UI stuff as well, which I can obviously do remotely, but it's a little bit it's a lot quicker to do it in the studio, because I can literally just take my iPad, show him, be like, is this good? Yes, no, how about we do this? You know, it's just a lot quicker, so I did that in order to get the demo ready for it was called Play Night. Like, I've never heard of it before. Apparently the city of Hamburg in Germany is incredibly based and also has a really big like indie game community. And they do an event, I think it's every year, in an electronics store on like the top floor. There's a bunch of PCs where you can do like LAN parties and stuff. Like game and stuff like that, and they have an event for indie developers where you can play test indie games, and it was really cool. And I wish we had stuff like that over here where I live, because that's cool as hell. I would just go there like for fun. I want to like it's €5. You pay €5 and you get to play a bunch of indie games. It's really cool. I wish we had stuff like that over here. Like, frickin' Hamburg has so much cool stuff. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah. So we got the demo ready for that, which was last Thursday. Yeah, last Thursday. And as far as I know, the developer is planning to make a demo version available for patrons. So I'm gonna definitely talk to him about having that set up for my patrons as well. If that makes sense. Because yeah, we definitely need a lot more playtesting and, you know... Oh, why am I... why am I out of breath? Remember the stream where the chat made Chip say stuff like chicken doggies through donations? Yeah, dude! The noggy, that was actually hilarious. I enjoyed that very much. That was like the first time that I changed Chip's voice to the German... the German text-to-speech. Oh... They have hamburgers in Hamburg? They sure do. They have some very good hamburgers, actually. I've done a frame like this before. I'm gonna yoink. I'm gonna yoink this frame. And let's put him like... Oh, not like that. Can I do this? Oh, I can. Nice. Yeah. Hamburgesser? Yeah. I definitely agree with that. But yeah, dude, like, frickin' every single restaurant that the guy who's developing the chipflake game takes me to in Hamburg is like amazing. It's like crazy how good the restaurants over there are. And then they have these cool freaking events and stuff. Like, man, I mean in Dusseldorf we've got like Japan Day and stuff like that, so maybe I shouldn't complain so much. Maybe we do have cool events like that and I just don't know about them. That could be a thing. I definitely have a particular lack of touching grass, to be honest, and going outside. So I think it's entirely within the realm of possibility that I simply do not know about the very cool events in the area. Exactly. Exactly. Matty, you're a channel member, aren't you? You can do !meow for free in YouTube chat. It works on both Twitch and YouTube, I believe. Favorite food? Probably sushi, to be honest. Sushi's like the one food that I always feel like eating. Another one that is very, very high up there is korma curry. Absolutely delectable. I just love like creamy curries that taste like coconut. Thank you for the one shrimp reminder. I have to say, I think my posture is pretty good today. Oh. Yeah, the commands work in YouTube chat, as far as I know, unless I hallucinated that in the last stream they worked. Touching grass, something I need to do more. Actually, go out with my skates, but it's been getting up to 30 degrees C here. Oh my god. Dude, it's only just started getting above 20 here and I'm already dying. Like, I don't think I'm gonna survive. I don't think I'm gonna survive summer this year. I don't know why, but I'm my body is like absolutely horrendous at regulating heat. What's a posture? I don't know. Isn't that like a bird or something? Yeah, let me just like think about what I want him to do real quick. Yeah, I want him to do that like twice. And then he's gonna... maybe do... actually, I want him to do it again. But he's even more elongated. Apostrophe. Oh, yeah. Posture, that's like a type of punctuation, isn't it? "20 degrees, that's warmer winter days here." Yeah, just to clarify, I am talking about Celsius. But yeah, 20 is really not that hot. But for me, like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm so bad at regulating heat. But I die. I become deceased. I feel like I could push it even more, actually. For maximum comedic effect. Return of the Long Boy. Already snow on the mountains near me. Ew. Can I get some of that? it's like collect some snow into a box and ship it to me, please. I see the comedic potential here. But I feel like he doesn't quite look like he's straining enough, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think, like, maybe he should stretch, like, as if he was made of rubber. Like his face as well, you know what I mean? Like this. Maybe his face as well. I need something more like over here. Yeah. It's coming together. This is the kind of effect I was going for. Oh, I also made a little intro sequence for the game last week. And I kind of made it very simple so that we'd have it ready for the demo. That's another thing I could work on stream. So I want to make it like actually like frame by frame animated. I think I want to get this video either complete before I do that though, or at least very very progress. Oh yeah, frickin' though, like roller skating in the summer, like in the evening where it's a little bit cooler. such a vibe. Unfortunately, I cannot roller skate to save my life. I've attempted and I cannot do it. all I have is pain when I try to roller skate. It's excellent. But sometimes I go for like jogs. My partner comes with me on roller skates. And that's a vibe. Very chill, very nice. Is that gonna be a trailer for the game? This animation I'm working on right now is just a regular animated skit. Unless you meant the intro sequence that I was just talking about, because that's probably at least partially gonna be in the trailer. What is this? I don't know if that's a little bit too goofy. Yeah, we have been brainstorming ideas for the trailer. It's got to be like a really good trailer, you know what I mean? So it's probably going to be like the beginning of the intro sequence that I animated. And then some clips showing the cool game mechanics. We have a really cool game mechanic that I like a lot. I don't know if I should spoil it or not. Chip is earlier. Yeah, I've been kind of thinking of streaming even earlier than this, actually. Because the thing is, now my partner started streaming regularly. I can't just keep going for like 5 hours because they need the computer eventually. So I've been kind of thinking about streaming in the morning again, so at least like if I feel like I want to go for 6 hours or something stupid, then I can, you know what I mean? Oh, thank you for the bits, by the way, Felix. Welcome in. Meowdy, I can finally send gay dimes again. Yeah. Why does it feel like I haven't streamed for like a month? It's only been a week. But it feels like I have not been live for like years, actually. How did you add the Spotify music player to the overlay? This is a program called Fubar, actually. Fubar 2000. So I have the MP3 files on my PC. And I use Fubar to add like you can add the album art and the names and everything. It's really nice, and there's like this little visualizer, and I just yoink that. I literally just like record, technically like screen record the program, and I pop it in, and it's like a little music thingy. Yeah. Oh my god, Pona, hi. Welcome in. Kinda new, what's the longest stream you've ever done? 12 hours, I believe. I did, that stream's on my main channel actually though. I did a stream when I was about to hit 1 million subscribers, where I reacted to every single video on my channel. And it took me 12 hours. Which is, really funny, like... because that was the kind of time that I was kind of aiming for, you know what I mean? It's like, it's really long, don't get me wrong. Yo, rhyme. Pause. It's really long, but it's doable, you know what I mean? For a quote-unquote special event like that, it was very doable. I don't know if I would stream that long again, though. I mean, because I do artathons every now and then, which is where I draw chat requests for as long as the timer runs. It's kind of like a subathon, so when people subscribe and donate, the timer continues. And I always put a cap of like 8 hours? Yeah, 8 hours on that. Because drawing for 8 hours almost 8 hours straight is very exhausting, as you can imagine. But if I wouldn't be drawing for those for every single hour, I would probably not mind doing a longer stream. I do think the main reason why most of my streams I usually get tired after 4 hours is probably because I'm drawing the whole time. So maybe if I was just like watching stuff, maybe just like chatting with chat, something like that, I could do a longer stream than that. I don't know. Want to make fan art of you, but where do I have to post it? It kind of depends on if you want me to add it to the stream intro and stuff. Like if you want to stay anonymous, you should just email it to me. But if you don't mind being added to the intro and stuff, you can either post it on Twitter or Blue Sky or Instagram or Tumblr or that's kind of it. or Toy House if you're one of the 5 people here who uses Toy House. Still less time than it took for you to get out of the outskirts. Yeah, I keep having to think of how long I spent in the... It's kind of like the tutorial area. The tutorial area of Rainworld. It's really funny. Now that I actually understand how the game works, I'm actually making pretty decent progress. So thinking about how long it took to get out of the beginning area in that game is... It's funny. Okay, and then he's gonna get back here. And then he's gonna... It's gonna back up. Backing up, back it up. Too many social medias. Yep, I feel that. My Instagram is so dead. And my Tumblr is pretty dead as well. Even though I actually, out of all of the social media platforms, I think I like Tumblr the most. Just because you have so much control over what your posts look like. They can be, as long as you want, you can add images, you can add links, you can add bold, italics, underscores. You can go crazy with how your posts look. It's so cool. Where was I going with that? Yeah, if more people used Tumblr, it would be like my primary platform, I think. But yeah, I really struggle to keep up with all these social media platforms. So I'm kind of pretty much only using Blue Sky and Twitter. DeviantArt had a cool interface too. I'm not gonna lie, I always... Ich fand DeviantArt immer verwirrend. Keine Ahnung. Und ein bisschen hässlich, um ehrlich zu sein. Und das auch, als ich 12 war, fand ich das UI von DeviantArt immer scheiße. Jetzt hab ich nichts mehr zu sagen. Was soll ich sagen? Ich weiß es nicht. Du verstehst kein Deutsch? Oh, man. So basically I just said that, to be honest, I kind of found DeviantArt always really confusing, like the layout and the UI and everything. And pretty pretty ugly as well. It's, like, I never liked the UI of DeviantArt. But yeah, Tumblr is great. I kind of wish I got into it back when it was really hyped. I remember kind of avoiding it because I don't know, it had kind of a weird reputation, I guess. And I guess I just didn't feel like I would fit in there. I don't know. But I would have probably really enjoyed it if I actually gave it a chance and made an account when I was like 15. New here, been watching on YouTube since 2020. You're the OG? Well, thank you for stopping by. It's always really cool to see OGs. Would you recommend others use Tumblr? Maybe. I really like Tumblr for finding art and posts about. I really like the concept. You can just follow like tags, and you could follow tags for like really niche interests that you have. Like, I don't know, a game that you played as a kid that you were like obsessed with but has like a really small audience. You can probably find a tag for it on Tumblr and find a bunch of posts about it. It's really cool. And I really wish that more platforms would make it easier to find specific content like that, you know? Like, I wish it was easier to find, I don't know, art about Digimon on Twitter or Instagram or something. So you can search for that stuff, but you just kind of get like random posts about it, and I don't know. It's not that good. You can't like add it to your feed, kind of thing. You know, like Blue Sky kind of does that, but somebody has to have made a feed for it, and those are kind of complicated to set up, so there aren't that many feeds right now. So yeah, I really like the concept of Tumblr. It's a really easy way for me to find funny videos if I'm like in a bad mood. I go on Tumblr and it shows me a bunch of funny videos. But yeah, main issue with it is that not enough people use it. So if you're the kind of person who likes using social media as a way to follow people, it's not that good. Unfortunately. It's definitely not a replacement social media. Or like Twitter and Instagram, I think. Sadly. But if you're a creative person, even like writing and stuff, so there's a lot of people who write on Tumblr. There's a big writing community. I think I want him to be more like, because he's backing up, so he should be down. He should be like this. You've piqued my interest. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. You can always just try it, and if you don't like it, you just delete your account. Oh, another problem with Tumblr is there's a lot of bots. It has an even worse bot problem than Twitter. But if you know how to deal with that, it's not too bad. Tumblr and Blue Sky make me happy using them compared to Twitter anyway. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, his pulse should be... His body's like scrunched up. His pulse should be like over here. So he's about to do a run and jump. Hi, Amethyst. Welcome in. Are you more of a cat person or a dog person? You really asking me that? Nah, I love cats and dogs very much. And I often think about if I did have a pet, I honestly don't know if I'd rather have a cat or a dog. But yeah, in terms of cat person or dog person, I'm definitely more of a cat person. I'm gonna redo this frame. It's fine. Used to literally be a cat person. I mean, technically, I still am. I'm half cat, okay? And then have both. You know how hard it is to find a cat and a dog that actually get along with each other? Because dogs just fundamentally, like personality-wise, don't vibe with cats. Or cats don't vibe with dogs, because cats usually need a bit more chill and personal space. Whereas dogs need the exact opposite, usually. Hey Alec, how's it going? Welcome in. I was lurking to sort out gender stuff, but now I can finally say hi. Ew. Well, hello there. Got my first medical appointment date. Heck yeah. Congrats. Congratulations. This is a little bit unrelated, but I really, I've been really trying to actually, unironically go to a doctor about my anxiety. Because, it is, I'm like, I keep realizing how much it's like holding me back in my life. But yeah, when you have anxiety, you're kind of stuck in this paradox of if you want help with your anxiety, you have to not have anxiety to go to a doctor and talk to them about it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's really frustrating because I know, like, logically, nothing bad is gonna happen. But my brain is just like, you know, what if you just don't? If you just don't, then you'll be safer, you know? There may be a very low chance of something bad happening, but there's still a chance. There's always a chance. So, you know, how about you just avoid it completely? Then there's no chance. Logic. Oh, it's negatively affecting almost every asset of your life? Oh, but what if something bad happens? I kind of feel like you could be scrunched up even more. Be a scrunchy boy. I really want to try to emphasize my animations a little more. Make them a little more like less like stiff, I guess. I feel like a lot of my old animations are a little stiff feeling. Why is Chip reading out my mind? It's... Well, I don't know. I mean, okay, so what I do know that I definitely have social anxiety, but basically I am almost completely certain that I also have general anxiety. And it's a really tough thing to talk about because I really don't want to like perpetuate the idea that medication is like the only way. But I kind of discussed some anxiety related things with my previous therapist, and that guy was like, he was very lovely and helped me get the diagnosis I need to get on HRT and stuff like that, which was very cool and nice. And the main reason I went there. But he was very much like, oh, you know, so like your anxiety has a lot to do with self-confidence and stuff like that, which makes a lot of sense. But he'd always say like, oh, just like wait until you started HRT, then your confidence will get a lot better and your anxiety will get a lot better. And then it was like, oh, just wait until you've had top surgery, then you'll feel a lot more confident and your anxiety will get better. And at this point, I've been on HRT for 3 years, almost 4. Had top surgery and everything. And yeah, it's gotten slightly less bad. My anxiety is slightly less bad. But honest, I just feel like I really want to believe that I can just train away the anxiety. But I just feel like it's just kind of how my brain works, you know what I mean? Because I've experienced anxiety symptoms for as long as I can remember. And I also recently found out that my mom also had an anxiety disorder. She was diagnosed and took medication for it. And I also, again, I don't want to diagnose anybody because I'm not a doctor, but from my observations, a lot of my family exhibits symptoms of anxiety disorder, so I kind of have pretty good feeling that it's probably hereditary. And I don't know, if I actually get around to going to a doctor and getting back into therapy, and my new therapist is like, yeah, so you don't need medication, if you just keep coming to therapy, you can overcome your anxiety. If they really say that, then I'm definitely very open to trying that. But I don't know if I'm just too pessimistic, but it just feels like my brain chemistry is messed up and I need some kind of medication to fix it. That's all. I mean, like I said, I don't want to like... I'm just talking about me specifically. I don't want to perpetuate the idea that medication is the only way, because it often isn't. You know, most... I don't know about most, but a lot of issues like depression and anxiety are often caused by a specific thing. But yeah, like I said, I will just see. I just gotta I gotta get over the frickin' hurdle of actually going to a doctor and being like, yo, help me please. Yeah, no, the possibility of me being autistic or or having ADHD is also pretty high. That is something I discussed with my previous therapist. And I don't know. With that, it's one of those things where I'm kind of like, would knowing what I have, how would that change my life? Would it improve my life in any way? And I don't know. I guess I would know the answer to that if I actually discuss with a therapist, you know. Why did I even start talking about this stuff? Feel dumb for not knowing you streams on Twitch? Don't feel dumb. I did actually only start streaming on Twitch last year. And I've kind of noticed with Twitch, it takes about a year for them to start recommending your streams to people. Like, it takes about a year of streaming regularly for your streams to start getting recommended to people. Thank you for the bits, Felix. I'll give you another gay dime if you start talking to your doctor. Okay, is that like after I do it though? Because I could just say like, okay, I'll do it. And then I don't. I did a big lie. Classic how did we get here moment after a long time talking about things. Happens a lot on these streams. Somebody asks a question and then I go on this crazy tangent for like an hour. And then I don't even answer the question. Chip lying? Yeah, I would never lie. I've never lied in my entire life. Thank you for the bits, Felix. You have to talk to your doctor first. Also, I'm gonna bump it up to a gay dollar. Oh, now we're talking. I feel like he could be scrunchier, but maybe. Maybe like procrastinating by replaying 2 frames over and over again for 20 minutes. Yeah, as much as I'm like, yo, let's be productive together, I'm kind of unproductive in these streams. That's mostly because I'm like I'm bad at paying attention to chat and working in like a reasonable percentage ratio. Anxiety's a bitch. I'm still avoiding going to a doctor to get diagnosed as trans because it's such a scary thought of changing so many social animals. Elements, not animals. They work alright. Yeah, I totally get that. I mean, theoretically, that's something you can discuss with your therapist if you do go that route. Because, theoretically, you can get the diagnosis, but you don't have to transition right away. Something I always try to encourage people to do is remember that you can always change your mind. And I feel like that makes the concept of transitioning a lot less scary, because it's like, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a permanent choice. A lot of people feel like it's a permanent choice, but it really doesn't have to be. Being productive is hard. It sure is. Time is it for you in your time zone? It is currently almost 3 p.m, so I'm going to take a short break in a sec. In a second. Hi, Chip. Hello. Meowdy. Didn't know trans people need a diagnosis. It depends on the country. I mean, and state, I guess, if you live in the US. Because I believe in some US states you don't need a diagnosis. But in Germany, for example, you do need a diagnosis. It's really silly. Because the concept of diagnosing something like that is really silly. If you think about it for more than 5 seconds. But yeah, that's just how it works over here. The thought of having to talk to a person about being trans sucks. But it's their job. That's like one thing my anxiety will never outlogic me on. Is, thank you for the save reminder, that I can just talk to, see, like, I'm really bad at talking to people when I have problems, because I feel like I'm bothering them.
Breit 500. I'm doing this to hear Chip speak with a German accent.
Oh. A German accent? Like, I speak English, but speaking in a German accent? What do you mean? It's... Thank you for the bits though, dude. I really appreciate it. The 500 pride? Heck yeah. And thank you for the unshrimp reminder. Just to, like, finish my thought really quick. Like, I really struggle to talk to people about, like, mental health and stuff like that, because I don't want to, like, bother people. The one thing is that I'm like, okay, but like a therapist, it's their job, so that's like the one situation where I feel like I can just throw out all of my baggage and it's fine, and I don't have anxiety about doing that. I was referring to Chip the cat on Jim and TTS. Oh, okay. See, it's kind of confusing that we're both called Chip. Yeah. Curious what art program you use? This is Clip Studio Paint. My favorite. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, I can also imagine that it's more difficult for those of you who are a bit younger, because I started when I was 24, and at that point people stop assuming that you don't know, like, who you are, you know what I mean? Like, people are a lot less likely to be like, are you sure? Are you sure you're transgender? Are you sure you want to do this and that to your body? Like, people are a lot less controlling. I mean, it would have been very nice if I started a lot earlier, but at least I can reap the benefits of being in my mid-20s. How was your trip to Peterborough? I'm from there and it's really dead. I feel like You wouldn't say that if you went to Stoke-on-Trent. Oh my gosh. Hoddy Wolf, what the heck? Thank you for the five? Is that 5 gifted subs? Thank you, dude. What the flip? I really appreciate that, dude. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The Kato squad is growing. The Kato squad is expanding. Yeah, I use gel. I drink TJ. I don't drink it. You're not supposed to drink it. Yeah, so the reason the alerts will play at the same time is because of the way I have it set up, that it's able to play commands at the same time. So that, for example, if you want to switch my avatar, but I'm already in a different avatar, it'll still switch, you know what I mean? So I prefer that than them just having them queued up. Because that would take like... Yo, each avatar is on screen for 5 minutes. If they would queue up, then it might take like an hour for you to see the avatar that you want to see. So I prefer you be able to just override it. But yeah, because of that, if you gift 5 subs, it'll all play at the same time. And I could just turn it off so that it says 5 subs gifted and it doesn't, and not. But did the randomizer pick the same character? What the heck? If you want me to, I can redo that for you. That's a bit rude. I mean the timer messed up anyway, so I'll just redo it. Yatta. Where is it? This one. Meow. Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say that, what was I gonna say? But yeah, the alert's playing at the same time. I could make it so that it just says 5 subs gifted instead of announcing who got gifted a sub, but at this point, I kinda find it really funny, so I'm just gonna leave it. It's... Thank you for the unshrimp reminder, and have an excellent day, Honey Wolf. Thank you very much again for the gifted subs. You absolute legend. Get meowed at? How dare you? Can we switch to socks? You can switch to the chibi version of socks. And one day in the future, I want to have a little skunk version. Yo, thank you for the resub, Convexity. Welcome in, by the way. Ah! I can't believe you just said that, to be honest. It's a little bit rude. Okay, I think what's missing is he needs to like... Needs to be like... And he's gonna... and then he's gonna bounce over here, and he's gonna do a big jump. Welcome back to the internet. Yeah. Not using the internet for a while is always pretty cool, not gonna lie. Welcome to the internet. Welcome back to hell. I mean the internet. Okay, I mean, not all of the internet is bad, right? 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 Thank you for the bits, Felix. You burped twice and didn't say excuse me? Where are your manners? Actually, I burped 3 times. And also, it is a normal human function, I say as a talking cat, but I will not apologize. I will not excuse myself for my normal body functions, okay? Unless it's like a really stinky burp. I think you should apologize because that like actively not harms, maybe it does harm other people if it's particularly bad, but inconveniences other people. But if it's just a noise, like, I'm not gonna apologize for that. Beep 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 beep. But your mouth's not moving. Are you really talking? Oh yeah. I forgot to mention that I'm like telepathically talking to you. I say excuse me even if nobody else is around. Okay, that's kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of wholesome. The 31-month resub over on YouTube. What the flip? I went away too quick. Being polite to the ghosts. 13 months on Twitch, 31 months here. Yo! Numbers are flipped around. That is insane. Actually wild. Okay, I'm gonna go take a quick break. I will see you in about 5 minutes. And, no! Bad cat! Aww. Chip, no! Aww. No, Chip! No. Chip? What? No. Okay, so this is really important, okay? Like, practically the fate of the universe depends on this, so make sure you listen very carefully. So basically, you get in the car, and you push the clutch. That's the pedal on the left, not the one in the middle, though you need to push that too. Might be one of the most important parts. Okay, got it? Yup. No. 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 Why? Why? No. No. Almost missed it. Hehehehe. Welcome back. Let me just do a little retweet really quick. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. Yay. Yippee. Yippee. Okay. Let me get comfy. My butt hurts. I was I had a campfire with some friends yesterday at the River Rhine, and there were some beautiful, really comfortable logs and rocks to sit on, and I think my butt cheeks are bruised now because of that. They do not feel very good. Thank you for the bits, Felix. Didn't get to say this earlier, but I think it's funny when YouTubers burp in their videos. Oh, you would love Stormy Wolf if you don't watch her already. It is a running gag that Stormy burps all the time. I can't think of anybody else who does that very often, though. Indirectly motivating me to focus instead of doom scrolling right now? Heck yeah. Do the focus. Feel free to share what you're working on as well. I'm always interested. Personally, I find it way easier to focus on stuff. Or at least a lot less, a lot easier to not get distracted when I throw on either a video or a live stream. While I'm working on stuff. So yeah, I'm helping you too. Thank you for the bits, Felix. I have watched Stormy Falls videos, but it's been a while. Well, they're still going. They do more like story time style content nowadays, but I really like it personally. Fusion's Gamer has a lot of cut-off sneezes, if that counts. I don't know who that is, but that sounds really funny, I'm not gonna lie. Just arrived at work, so I'm currently working on nothing. Heck yeah. You're not gonna lie, if I was employed, I would find every opportunity I could to not work. Unless I would get paid very well. Then I feel like it's like, okay. I get paid well, but I still try to just look busy. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like, I take that back. As long as you, you should literally do the bare minimum in any job you have. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I guess unless you're like a doctor or something, you should probably put a lot of effort into that. I mean, I'm sure there's situations and jobs you can think of where you shouldn't do the bare minimum, but for the most part, do the bare minimum. Like, you're getting paid to do your job and nothing more, you know? Like, a lot of people unfortunately feel like they should always give 110% and overachieve, do more than what they're being asked to do, and it's like, cool. It's very wholesome that you have that mindset, but most of the time, you're not gonna get appreciated for that. Ah. Unless they pay me extra, they don't get extra effort from me. Exactly. At the end of the day, you're still getting paid worse than the CEO who just, like, sits there. There's always a higher up that's getting paid more for doing less work, so... Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep. Just saying. Is this the new episode of the British road trip? Like, does it look like it? I want to be mean, but like, no, I did not, in fact, turn into a cat and start causing mischief. Always did the bare minimum at school and I was good at it. See, that's the thing. I always tried to do more. I always tried to do more than I was expected, but I never actually got. Nobody ever appreciated that. Background looks amazing. Thank you very much. I put a lot of work into it. I've been really bothered by how bad my backgrounds usually look. To be honest with you, backgrounds is like that one thing that I have always avoided because I don't enjoy it. And I believe the main reason I don't enjoy it is just because I'm not very good at it. So I actually took some time to practice perspective. And it's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot better than my usual backgrounds. And I have to say, because of that, I didn't hate drawing this. Like, backgrounds are starting to feel less painful to draw, because I'm improving. So yeah. You hate drawing something, try to learn how to draw it, I guess, is the moral of the story. Thank you for the bits, Felix. Comrade sock spreading anti-capitalist propaganda. Yeah, I mean, it's just a fact that most people are essentially being exploited for labor by rich people who don't do anything. Don't do any labor, but get paid like 5 times as much. But let's not spend too much time on depressing topics like that. If you hate doing something, do that thing until you're good at it. Exactly. I don't know. I do feel like when it comes to art or like creative stuff in general, if you dislike a certain part of it, it's usually because you're just not very good at it. You're not good at it yet. I mean, at least in my case, because a huge part of why I enjoy art so much is because I like how stuff looks when I'm done drawing it. Like, I like to draw a thing and it, in my opinion, looks good. And that's a big reason why I enjoy drawing. I hate math, so I did programming until I could just make my computer do it for me. Dude, that reminds me of, I almost got into programming as well, actually. I remember, looking into which college I was gonna go to. UK college, by the way, it's different from American college. And I was looking at like the programming course, and they were really like insistent that you have to be good at maths for it. And it's not that. See, my thing with maths is like I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at maths actually when it comes to stuff you can do with a calculator. Like I was always pretty good at remembering which formulas I needed to use to work out certain equations and stuff like that. But the thing that always tripped me up with maths is my dyscalculia, which makes it extremely hard for me to work out stuff in my head. So if I don't have a calculator, I'm like complete garbage at math. And I don't know, when it comes to stuff like programming, sure, it's really useful to be good at maths. But I don't know, you like learn which situations you need the math to like the math for, you know what I mean? And for the most part you can use a calculator and stuff. You just have to like know what you need to calculate and stuff like I don't know. It's like I don't know, so many people get put off from doing jobs like programming. Like my partner's another example. He got told the same thing, that you need to be good at maths to learn how to program. That's why he never got into it. I think you can kind of you can say that about a lot of jobs like that, to be honest. Like, oh, you have to be really good at maths and science and English and stuff to do any quote-unquote smart jobs, and it just discourages people who have a genuine interest in that thing. It just discourages them from even pursuing that. Just because they are bad at school, you know what I mean? Like they have bad grades. But they avoid studying stuff that they're genuinely interested in because everybody tells them like if you've got bad grades then you're not going to be good in that subject even if you're really interested in it. It's just not true. It's really frustrating how people who don't do well in school are just discouraged from studying anything. They're just kind of told like, yeah, I don't know, mate, just do like a physical job. That's all you're good at. It's freaking stupid. Because, like, I don't know, personally, I believe even if, you know, like I say with programming, maths is useful and all, but if you genuinely have an interest in the subject, then it doesn't matter if you have bad grades. I don't know. Thank you for the bits, by the way, Felix. I heard you need a blue high and thigh-high socks to be a programmer. I've heard that too. Programmers in chat, please confirm. I do own both of those. I'm not a programmer yet though. I think they need to be those specific thigh highs that are like pink and blue, not pink and blue, pink and white stripes. That might be my problem. I do have thigh highs and a blue high. See, it's confirmed. The one person on Earth who doesn't own a blue high and doesn't care much for it. But I do have a lot of thigh highs. They're comfortable. I've said this a lot, I feel like, so apologies if you're tired of hearing this, but it's kind of funny because I bought a blue high, the IKEA shark, before I knew that it was like a meme. I genuinely went to the store, I went to IKEA and I saw the shark and something in my brain was like, yo, I need that shark. And I didn't even know that it's like a meme that like LGBT people love that shark. Okay, I need to make sure he jumps far. He jumps far enough and that it's like believable. The best IKEA plushie is Snuttig, in my opinion. I don't know which one that is. The only IKEA plushie that I know the name of is the blue high. I really want the snake though. There's like a really long snake plushie. I need it. Ah. Gonna do a big jump? Absolutely. More about memory than intelligence. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I keep having to think about all those exams I did in high school. And I memorized so many facts and statistics and stuff, and I don't remember any of them anymore. And it's like, what was the point of it all, you know? I don't know. It's just really frustrating to me when people are discouraged from exploring certain industries and topics and stuff just because they did bad in school. And this is coming from somebody who did well in school. Like, I don't know, I always... Like, I had friends who were in classes of people who had, like, lower grades, and I always thought they were, like, I don't know, treated worse than us, you know what I mean? And just in general, like, not encouraged as much or, like, assisted when they need help, even though they're, like, the people who need the help the most, really. I don't know, the whole school system is really frustrating. It's a polar bear? Ooh, I think I know which one you mean, actually. Okay, spoilers, but he's gonna grab this cloth. So he needs to... Yeah, this is kind of a crazy jump. I think I'll just... plan the ending first. I love the husky. The IKEA husky is adorable. There's a ton of IKEA plushies that I want, but my plushie collection is a little bit... Okay, I don't have, like, the biggest plushie collection, but... I just don't know where to put them all, you know? I'm kind of struggling to find a way to display them that looks nice, you know what I mean? Germany's so awful with grades too, because if you fail to graduate from the right school, you basically get barred from better jobs. I know, like, the whole separate schools thing is wild to me as well. How many frames do you use to animate? Do you mean how many frames per second? Because I usually stick to 12, actually. Which might sound kind of low, but I feel like I've personally noticed if I use a lower frame rate, but just place my... I'm just more strategic, I guess, with my... with my frames and, like, the actual content of them, then it looks as smooth as if it would be 24 FPS. And I've also noticed if I animate in 24 FPS, I have a lot more of an urge to over-animate it, if that makes sense. Like, just putting a ton of frames in an attempt to make it look smoother when all I really needed was, like I say, more intelligent use of the content of the frames, if that makes sense. It's gotten better, but especially in the past, gymnasiums used to be mostly private schools. So if you were poor, you just couldn't get a good education and were just stuck being poor. That is so messed up, dude. I hate that. Like, rich people already have a leg up on life, gonna give them extra opportunities to get, like, you're gonna give poor people even less of an opportunity to catch up with them. It's this. Can we just like give everybody equal opportunities, please? Like, ugh. How do you feel? A little bit sleepy. How do I feel? I feel pretty inspired, let's say. I feel inspired. I feel inspired to make this video. Motivated. I feel motivated too. My life lies in your hands. Do I go to the store, 7-Eleven, to go get Monster, or do I just make coffee at home? Make coffee at home. I mean... Okay, actually, new question. When was the last time you went outside? Because that affects the answer. Because personally, I'm very much like, if you have the thing at home, you should make it at home and not spend extra money. But also, if you haven't been outside in like a week, you should probably go, even if it's just like a little walk to the store, you should probably go outside. Where can I find the reference sheet for your soda? On Toy House. There should be a link in my description, actually. Under the credits section. Meowdy, good morning from the USA. Wow, good morning. Went outside 2 days ago. Okay, yeah, I'd say it's probably about time that you go outside again and go get a Monster. Was dying from no chipflake for more than a week. I was dying from those streams as well, to be honest. I notice when I don't stream for a while, I don't know what you would call that. I just my brain gets more busy. It's as if I use streams to let out all of the thoughts that are in my brain. So when I don't stream, they just kind of stay there. And I find myself just like talking to myself in my head. I just like think of a random topic and I just like talk about it in my head as if I was doing an interview or a stream or something. Which is fine, of course, but it usually leads to a lot of disassociating and I struggle to remember to pay attention to real life. And then I'll do stuff on autopilot and I'll just like, for example, I'll be tidying up and then I'll put stuff in locations without realizing what I'm doing, and then later I'll be searching for the thing and it's I do not remember for the life of me where I put it. So yeah, streaming has been a pretty positive impact on my life. Good meowing. You don't have Toy House linked under the social section. It's under the credits section, because that's where I put all of the fan art like that people make for me. I just post it there so I can add a link to people's socials and stuff. Tail. Time is it for you? It's 10 for me. I was not awake at 10. 10 in the morning. It is almost 4 PM here. Actually, so excited for your game. I saw the dev channel and your game reminds me of a Hat in Time, actually. I love this game so much, that's why it makes me excited to try it. Heck yeah. Yeah, actually, I've been trying to think of a game that's a good comparison to it. A Hat in Time is pretty close. See, because it's like an open world 3D platformer, or semi-open world is what we're describing it as. It's as if, because you know like Spyro. Spyro is really fun for like collecting all the gems and stuff. It's like that, but instead of having levels, it's like one world that you can go wherever you want, at whatever time you want. And I can't really think of a game that does that. So I can think of like open world games where you do quests and stuff, but I can't think of one where you do quests and stuff and you also collect stuff. Which is weird because like open world and collecting stuff, they go hand in hand, you know what I mean? Spyro mentioned? Yeah, in this house we love Spyro. My theory to you not streaming was you working on a game. I mean, I was working on the game. I did. That wasn't a secret. I went to the studio and I worked on the artwork for it in the studio. It was really strange having co-workers for the first time in my life. It was really strange to sit in a studio on a PC and there's other people who are also on PCs working on stuff. And yeah, the game is very silly. Very silly. Okay, speaking of silly, this part's gotta be very silly. My Elias comes from the Legend of Spyro series. I still gotta play that series. You know what happened? I started replaying the original Spyro trilogy. Like the PS1 version, not even the reignited one. Just the straight up the PS1. Because I wanted to play reignited after so I can have like a... Like, it's really stupid, I should just play the reignited trilogy because it's basically the same game with better controls and graphics and everything. But I just wanted to see, I guess for nostalgia purposes, how, like, what all of the differences were. But then I encountered a bug in Spyro 3 where it's one of the races, I think. If you don't win the race the first time, you can't get the egg. So you can't 100% the game. And that kind of killed my motivation to keep playing it. So one of these days I'll fix it and then I'll actually complete it because I like playing game series in order of when they came out. So I really want to play like all of the Spyro games in order. So I'll definitely play the Legends games as well. Eventually. I won't go into specific detail, but almost all of your older videos were such good distractions from my daily life. When I was like 10 to 11, hello? My videos are for 13 and over. I'm gonna have to report you to the internet police for that. Well, yeah, I'm always glad to hear that I'm able to like help people. It's my frickin' like imposter syndrome is like what? What do you mean? But yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, I definitely want him to like slam into this and then like slide down. I don't know what would be funnier though, if he has like a shocked expression or just the same like blank expression. Can play the Legend series, and then when Ignitus talks about convexity, you can all be like, oh my god, I know it, I know it. Yo, convexity mentioned in Spyro? No way. A trans video helped you a ton, and you still rewatch it. What do you? Don't rewatch it. It's bad. It's. No, I appreciate that. I'm not super proud of how that video turned out, to be honest. I've considered remaking it actually. Just rewriting it a bit and redoing the visuals and stuff. What stuff's for 13 and over in your vids? I mean, you do realize that one of my most popular videos, the punchline is that, like, the punchline is that Chip drew porn, like, for money, and then received an explicit image as payment. Like, obviously it's pretty, tame. It's not like 18 plus or even 15 plus or anything. And I definitely don't go out of my way to make my videos particularly adult or anything. I don't feel the need to do that. But it's kind of more of a... See, if you make content that is family friendly, as in for people under the age of 13, then it has to be marked as for kids, which is a different classification category of video on YouTube, which means that you know, you can't have comments, you can't put links in the video, stuff like that. It's like a kid's protection thing. That's why that's the main reason why I say my videos are for 13 and over, because they are. Like, when you're talking about kids under the age of 13, it's like, that's the kind of age where your parents should be like checking the kind of things you're watching, you know, like checking that you're not watching anything harmful and stuff. And you know, if you're not doing that, I don't want to be considered responsible for what an 11-year-old is watching in my videos and like what they take away from that, you know. If they get like scarred by the freaking scene in Cats Be Like where Chip like rips the guy's skin off and he starts bleeding, you know. I don't want to be considered responsible for a 9-year-old seeing that and getting scared. But yeah, obviously I never really go out of my way to make my videos gory or anything like that. Anyway, it is time to unshrimp. I'm actually gonna save as well, because it's been a while. And I'll do a stretch. Amazing. Outlaw children? Honestly, yeah. We should. Children are now illegal. It's really cool seeing your channel evolve over the years. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the save reminder. I did just save though. I like hearing that that people like my newer styles of content and like seeing me try new things and stuff. because I will always get people complaining that that it is different. The thing is, I could be making the exact same style of videos that I was making 5 years ago. And not only would that be incredibly boring that people would not enjoy watching, that I would not enjoy making, but I would still get comments saying that it's not the same. You know? Excellent example. The YouTuber Ashens, he's a guy who, like, I don't know how you would describe that. He will go to, like, Poundland and buy a bunch of random stuff and, like, open it on camera and, like, talk about it on his really ugly brown couch. And he's been doing that for, like, over 10 years. The videos are basically exactly the same. Even he gets comments being like, oh, Ashens is not the same anymore. I wish you would make videos like in the old days. It's just not the same anymore. Like, even though it literally is the same. So in my opinion, if you want to innovate, you want to try new things, you should literally just go for it and just ignore all the people who complain that it's not the same. Drops mic. It's... The Ashens videos where he'd eat 10-year-old food. Now that was peak entertainment. He should eat more moldy food. Yeah, like, nostalgia is funny like that. Yeah, because I actually don't watch Ashens videos anymore because I got bored of them. I got bored of watching a middle-aged man say things for 20 minutes about a plastic toy that he found at Poundland. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, of course it's not bad, objectively bad. I just personally got tired of that kind of content, so I stopped watching. Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't mean that the videos got worse. It just means that my tastes changed. Because that's the thing that happens. Good times. Okay, I just need to, like, actually, I think I might plan the rest of this animation later. And just start fleshing out this part. That'll be a little bit easier to do on stream. So otherwise, I'm gonna sit here like this for like 20 minutes. This is how I plan videos, by the way. I sit there and I, like, imagine the video in my head. And I can't really do that while I'm reading and talking to chat, so ah. Children are now illegal, but that means over time humans aren't gonna exist anymore. I see no downside. What's the problem here? Give the animation flesh. Yeah, maybe even blood as well. Let's enter the chipflake gore era. How about that? Let's go out of my conflict character. I think Chip wouldn't be the one who was. What do you call that? Gourd? Chip would be the one doing the gore to somebody else. Probably Guy. I have a channel. I'm gonna try to do like a Minecraft hardcore series, but I don't know if we'll ever pick up any traction at all. It's an oversaturated genre, and I don't know what I could do. Okay, I mean, if you really like that idea and you're passionate about it, it's definitely worth a try. I mean, it wouldn't really hurt to try it, even if you realize that you don't actually enjoy it or it doesn't do as well as you hoped. I think a lot of the times when it comes to making YouTube videos, you can theoretically make videos about like anything. Even if the genre is oversaturated or whatever. Because a lot of getting people to watch it, basically the main thing about getting people to watch it, aside from the video, if the video is good, like that's the main thing. But really, the most important thing, in my opinion, is like marketing it. As in, give people a reason to watch it. So when I think of like a Minecraft hardcore series, for example, I'm kind of thinking like, you know, you wanna emphasize what is interesting about that. Like, if I see that video in my feed, why should I click on it? So maybe, for example, you can emphasize the concept, like, what is Minecraft hardcore? It's like when you, if you die, you die, like, permanently, right? That's what Minecraft hardcore is? Feel free to correct me if that's wrong. So you could do something like Minecraft on the hardest difficulty. I die. When I die permanently. Let's see how long I can last. That kind of thing. Rather than just titling it like, my Minecraft hardcore Let's Play series. That's at least, like, how I would do it. Honestly, I don't think Minecraft hardcore is oversaturated. Modded Minecraft hardcore is oversaturated to the point it overshadows all else right now. Really. I honestly don't watch any Minecraft content, so I don't know. I don't know what the market for that is like right now. But I kind of feel like even if the genre is oversaturated, if you find something about the video that makes it unique and just like give people a reason to watch it, I feel like it doesn't necessarily matter if it's oversaturated. As long as you're not doing exactly the same thing that somebody else is doing, you know. I mean, with Minecraft, every playthrough is unique, right? So it's not like if somebody watches somebody else's Minecraft hardcore Let's Play series, they can still watch yours and have a unique experience, you know? It's not like it's going to be exactly the same thing, right? Hi Nebula, welcome in. There's a burb outside my window. I'm doing a big tweet. Get off Twitter, it's bad for you. Wait, El Wiwi? Have you seen the Minecraft movie? I have indeed seen the movie in which Jack Black says stuff. And it was definitely the movie of all time. Peak. It's I don't know. I don't know. Absolute cinema, 11 chicken jockeys out of 10. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what I expected, to be honest. Kind of a soulless, stupid movie. That's fine if you're like 12. It's actually terrible at Minecraft, so it might be funny, or I'll just lose it in the first few episodes. Or how about like Minecraft hardcore, but I'm really bad at the game. I'm really bad at the game. Or but I've only ever played peaceful. Or I mean, that would probably be lying, but that would be an interesting concept if you played Minecraft for the first time. But in hard, you went straight into hardcore mode. The thing I hate most about the movie is this was the result after 14 years of planning and scripting. Was it really in development for that long? It was originally supposed to have a more serious tone, but didn't fit the vision Mojang wanted for a Minecraft. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have an issue with the tone at all. I think it's totally fine if it's like a goofy movie. The problem is, frickin' the Lego movie ruined my expectations of like popular franchise movies. You know what I mean? Because that movie was just so good that every time another movie comes out, it's like popular thing, the movie, I can't stop thinking about how good the Lego movie was, and it's like, this movie could have also been as good as that. It's very frustrating. That's why I really don't like the Mario movie. Although a serious Minecraft movie would be pretty interesting as well. I don't know if that sounds kind of silly, but I do feel like you could really explore the horror elements of Minecraft. Like, you know, I know we kind of consider Minecraft as like this goofy, silly game. But I do remember playing it as a teen, like alone, and like going into the mines for the first time, not knowing that there's like mobs in there, and that like feeling of being alone, just like exploring, trying to collect stuff, and then like there's like a spider and stuff like that. I don't know. I think it would be possible to make a Minecraft movie that's a bit more serious. But I don't think it necessarily have to be serious to be a good movie. Just reminded me of the Lego movie and I love you for it. The Lego movie was so good. It was so good. Amazing tone, amazing story, amazing animation. Still can't understand how you can not like the Mario movie because it was wasted potential. It could have been so... It was such a generic story that could have been really creative and interesting, like the Lego movie. Oh my gosh. Okay, well I gotta go take a quick break. I will be back in about 5 minutes. In the meantime, just don't forget the most important thing, which is that's 350. woof woof. Hello, welcome back. I have a hole in my finger. Because yesterday I did a campfire. And I was trying to get... I don't know if this joke is too adult, but I was trying to rip the fishnets off the wood so we can, you know, burn the wood on the campfire. And it just wasn't working, and I like slipped in the wood, like, or maybe close your ears for 5 seconds if you're squeamish. The wood did a big poke in my finger, and there was a hole in my finger. Not sure why I told you that. Yeah, fun fact. Anyway, back to animation. Yeah, I really hope you did not forget to R. If you did, I would be really upset. See, if I saw a skunk, it's so cute. Thank you very much. I'm half cat, half skunk. That's why I got big ol' ears, because I don't know if you noticed, skunks don't usually have big ol' ears. The story is, I was making a skunk persona because I think they're very cute and cool and underrated. And I was like, oh, I kind of want like pointy ears. And then I was like, I kind of want like paws. And at that point I was like, I might as well just make him half cat. For lore purposes. Yeah. Animation. Best combo. Yeah. I agree. What about a possum? I absolutely love possums, actually. I'm very close to making a possum sonar as well. But I do have like 1,000,000 sonars, so at some point I gotta slam the brakes. I gotta take some responsibility. Stop making all these children that I'm not looking after, you know what I mean? Yeah, cause like, I don't think there's anything wrong with having 1,000,000 sonars, don't get me wrong. It's just with me personally, at this rate, I have so many that I don't give them all enough attention. Enough attention that I would personally like to give them. I would like to draw them all more often, is basically what I'm saying. I would like to draw and use them more often. And if I keep making more sonars, that problem is just gonna get worse. So that's personally why I want to stop making so many sonars. So, skunks are very underrated. Most people think people who are skunks are weird. I get a lot of people calling me weird because I'm a skunk also. Yeah, I really hate that they are so associated with like being stinky. And not just like being stinky in a funny way. When it's like, I literally just think they look cute and cool, like... My Sona canonically doesn't even spray, like, he's a clean boy, his cat side is like... very clean, and he likes to be cleanliness, and he doesn't stink. Feel bad for adopting Kyra and then hardly doing anything with it. I have awful luck commissioning even my main Sona, let alone anything else. No, I totally feel that. I feel that very much. Honestly, because you got like a ref sheet for her commission, right? That was really cool. And that's already more than most people who adopt my characters do with them. So it's like the creator of that character freaking like seeing anything at all like that is more than enough, honestly. Because I also believe that if you do adopt a character from anyone, not just me, you don't have to do anything with it. Like, I definitely don't think it should be a requirement. So when somebody does like something, even if it's like a little doodle, they commission like a little doodle of the character for like $5, I'm like screaming on the inside, screaming in joy, of course. Trash mammals deserve better. They really do. especially skunks. We are not all stinky, okay? I know someone with 2 characters that are shaman and skunk hybrids. That sounds cool as hell. I freaking love shaman as well. They apparently have such a strong mint smell that there's a very large chance you will lose your sense of smell. That is interesting. Hello, silly car. Hello. In this house, by the way, we say meowdy, just so you know. There's me sitting here having my mind blown, knowing that you can have more than 2 saunas. Yeah, I'm partially kind of jealous of people who only have one sauna. Because I keep having to think about how much more art of my sauna I would have if they were all combined into one, you know what I mean? But I just can't do it. I just love exploring my identity through character design. So I like mentally can't have just one sauna. It's a miracle that I've been using socks for this long actually, and that I didn't get tired of him. Oh, your partner made the ref. That's awesome. I really love that art style. Seeing Kyra in that art style is like amazing. Thought a regular high was also okay. No, it is very highly illegal. Only Meowdy. Maybe even a Meowdy partner. Thank you for the save reminder. I'm gonna duplicate this, so I don't sit here redrawing the entire thing again for no reason. Oh, he's gonna do a bunch of little steps, because he's got the little leggies. Love her art style too, but I may be biased. No, it is genuinely an amazing art style. Bias aside. You ever play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? I have no idea what that is. She's still using the wiggle profile picture you made for her. Oh my god. People using your commission as their profile picture is like the highest honor of an artist. Like, sex is cool and all, but have you ever had a person who commissioned you use your artwork as their profile picture? It's different. Can I tell you a joke? No. I do not give you permission to tell a funny right now. I relate to that. Welcome in, Rania. Sometimes I sometimes I complete a commission for somebody and their reaction to it is kind of like they just say like thanks with like a full stop, and I'm kind of like, oh, maybe they didn't like the final piece. And then I see them use the artwork everywhere. It's like, oh, okay, cool. That is one thing that is a little bit hard to learn to deal with when you're taking commissions, is that not everybody expresses their appreciation in the same way. Sometimes when somebody just says like thanks, or just gives a thumbs up or something, maybe they don't even respond, that it doesn't mean that they hate it. That's it. It's a very hard thing for me personally. Why is this over here? Huh? How did I even do that? That is a very hard thing for me personally to keep in mind, honestly. Or to learn. Oh, everything has moved over. What? How did I... Oh, why is this whole folder moved over? Okay, at least I can fix it like that. I don't even know how I did that. How or when? Oh, thanks. I would cry if somebody said that to me after I sent them a commission that I spent like 4 hours on. Ooh, thanks. Ah. Entertainment is forbidden beyond these lines. Exactly. Don't you know we're here to work? Stop having fun. No fun allowed. Do I have to put up the sign? Oh, I don't know if it'll be like too fast if I just make him do like a really quick little walk over there. But he has really tiny leggies, so... If I don't make it fast enough, it's not gonna... He's gonna take like 5 business days to walk over to his food bowl. And I don't think YouTube has the... attention span for that. Most awkward response I've given to an artist was when their queue took so long that I'd actually forgotten I bought anything. Oh my god. Yeah, I've never really had an issue with that look. I mean, I don't commission art that often, but every time I did receive the final piece.
If I theoretically were to take my finger and theoretically move it close 2 Uhr and I were 2 theoretically give you a little boob, how would you respond?
Theoretically, I might, in that specific situation, in theory, I would probably respond with an theoretically speaking, of course. Yeah. Thank you very much for the dono, Playful Cat. I really appreciate it. Let me give you a heart. Welcome in. I hope you're having an epic hacking day. Very much appreciate it. had several commissions that took a year and some that never got done and the artist completely vanished. It's a really common story, unfortunately. It's also a really frustrating thing. Because 9 times out of 10, those people are not scammers. Like, they're not doing it to steal money and run. They are just usually teenagers or early 20s. People in the early 20s who don't know how to manage their time and money. And they're usually not like bad people, but they just, you know, it's definitely not an excuse, of course. It's definitely, you know, you can't just take people's money and not deliver the thing, or at least give them a refund. No matter how like, unfortunately, like, no matter how bad your life gets or whatever, it's not fair on the person who paid you for that thing, you know. But yeah, it's a really really frustrating phenomenon. Knowing that they're not just doing it because they're evil, you know. This just happens to a lot of inexperienced people. When people first start taking commissions, especially, they often have a really bad habit of taking on like a ton of commissions, and then they eventually realize that it's too much work. Either because they just like took too many in the beginning, or something happens in their life where they don't have enough time anymore, like maybe they had to get a different job, or they started school, or they got sick. Sometimes that happens as well. And then they're like, oh, but I have 50 commissions to do. And then they get trapped in this situation where they don't feel even motivated to work on the artwork that they owe anymore, because it's just such a huge quantity of stuff that they have to do, and they can't take any time to work on personal art anymore. So art itself becomes, it's a whole freaking thing. It's crazy, and it's very sad. It's very sad that happens. They take a ton of slots to get money, to get a lot of money, and then they keep taking slots for more YCHs and never get the existing ones done. Yeah, because they have to. They take the money for the original commissions, and those commissions take them too long, but then they already spent the money on their bills and stuff. So they gotta take on more commissions, because that's like I guess for them that's the only way they can get money, and it just like piles up. And it's crazy how much it happens within like the furry fandom specifically. And I don't really know what the solution to that is, to be honest. I guess just educating people, like artists educating each other on best commission practices, and also, you know, encouraging the commissioners to only really commission people who have like an open Trello, for example. But I mean, like you say, Jay, you literally commissioned people who your friends recommended. You did everything right, basically, and you still got in that situation where they never delivered it. And it really sucks. It's a real shame. So yeah, if you're thinking about opening commissions, I highly recommend only taking like 5 at a time, or even less if you're somebody who's juggling education or a second job at the same time. How do you actually stay animating? I had that beginner animator enthusiasm and motivation when I was 13 to 14, but the river's since run dry over the few years. Do you have any tips? Ooh. I mean, personally, for me, a big motivation for me is seeing other animation. Like other indie animations, even like animated films and stuff. Just seeing really good animation. I usually have this urge to make something like that as well. But you also have to keep in mind that this is literally my job, so I don't know, I think you shouldn't feel too bad about not always feeling like animating. Especially if you're saying, like, as a teen you had a lot more motivation, because you probably had a lot more time back then as well. And it's very understandable that, like, I don't know how old you are now, but if you're like an adult or in your late teens, you probably have a lot more responsibilities. Maybe you even have a job or like education that you're dealing with. It's kind of understandable that you'd come home from that job or whatever, and you'd just rather like play a video game or something, do something relaxing. In those situations, I'd say just like allocate yourself a little bit of time every week or every day, even if you're able to do that every couple days. It's just like 20 minutes or something to like practice. And if we're talking about animation specifically, I mean, I don't know what kind of animations you enjoyed doing. For me, when I was growing up, like, I always really enjoyed the animation meme genre. And I'd get really motivated to animate when I'd hear a song that I really liked and I like pictured a really cool animation in my head. So I don't know, that's something you could try if that's relevant to you, I suppose. But generally, in terms of motivation, I found that personally I get really motivated by like learning. I said that earlier in the stream actually, that a big reason why I like animating and drawing so much is because I feel like I'm good at it, and I like making a thing, and in my opinion it looks good. So I think that's why I get so motivated by learning stuff, because I feel like it's improving and it looks even better, and it gives me like this dopamine rush. So you could also try specifically studying something specific within that 20 minutes. And if you haven't already, I highly recommend looking into the 12 principles of animation. You could try studying each principle each day, for example. I think like I say, it's always a lot easier to just play a video game or watch a TV show or something instead of doing something creative. So you probably will have these situations where you kind of have to force yourself. Especially in the beginning, you kind of have to like be like, okay, I'm not gonna play the game today, I'm gonna do this instead, like... I don't know. Firstly, you shouldn't feel bad about that. And second of all, once you kind of get used to it and you get into a habit of doing it and you start to see that improvement, it'll become something that you actually get the urge to do instead of having to be like, oh, it's animating time. You know what I mean? Hope that helps. Also, feel free to make a clip of anything I say if you find it useful and you want to read it again. I don't know if you can clip stuff on YouTube yet. I think that's only for like gaming channels. Cringe. How many example works should one have before presenting for commissions? Personally, I like to go for 3 for each style of commission I'm offering. I feel like 3 is a good like portfolio, I guess, to work with. Especially if you have like different kinds of examples. Like, I don't know, if you're making like furry art commissions, different species would be good within those 3 examples. And yeah, this is too slow. I think I'm gonna make his walk cycle a little bit more bouncy. If I just add like 1 frame in between where he's kind of like in the air, that would both look very cute and be a bit quicker. Think you can clip here? Oh, nice. Cool. Because I remember for the longest time, the clipping feature on YouTube live streams was only available to some small selection of streamers for some reason, and they were always only gaming channels. It was really annoying. Oh, I think you can even clip my videos on my main channel nowadays, which is kind of interesting. Your work feels like you need to sacrifice too much to make it work. It's just not worth your physical/mental health, in my opinion. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I think it's very important to weigh up, like, okay, how I want to be a good animator. But like, how bad do I want this? How much do I want this, and how much time can I like realistically spend on it, you know? And I think it's very important to recognize like your limits, because you're just gonna, you're gonna become an amazing animator within like a month if you're animating all day every day. But especially if you have other responsibilities you have to deal with, like work or school, you're just gonna burn yourself out. You're just gonna make yourself hate animating. Now, I don't know. I think it's really important to weigh up how much you want to achieve the thing and how much time you can realistically spend on it. And personally, I think, I don't know, like 20 minutes every like 3 days or something is plenty to practice animation or art or whatever. And I think you kind of have to keep it small in the beginning in order to build that habit, you know what I mean? And in order to get to that point where it stops being something that you have to make yourself do, but something that you actually feel like doing. Like, I actually feel like spending 3 hours making an animation today. You have to work your way up to that. YouTube feature rollouts are weird. They're incredibly weird. That's very true.
Hey
What?
Chip, I actually just tried out streaming and my laptop was not having it LMAO. Most of it was choppy, all of the audio echoed. It was horrible and I had loads of fun LMAO. Sticking to wits for now.
Thank you so much for the dodo, John. Welcome in, by the way. Hope you're doing well, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that streaming didn't work out for your poor laptop. Poor laptop. Well, yeah. At least you're able to make videos still. That's cool. Even though it sounds like your laptop is a potato. And thank you for the gay dime, Felix. Appreciate it. Meant to say nickel last time. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know the difference because I don't have American currency, so I believed you. Why would you watch a clip of the video instead of watching the video itself? Who knows? I mean, for like my animated shorts, it makes no sense, of course. But I guess if I make a storytime video and there's a funny clip in there, I don't know. I guess that could be a thing. I don't know. I've always been interested in making animations, but I don't have a drawing tablet, and I've been wondering if I should start saving money for it. I mean, there's some pretty cheap drawing tablets you can get. You know, the ones that don't have a screen. You really don't need a screen tablet. I only got a screen tablet like 4 years into making my channel. A lot of my videos were made on a pen tablet that was like 60 euros, I think. But you can get even cheaper ones. Or you can try animating on the on pencil and paper if you're feeling traditional. You can get those light pads for tracing for like, I think I got mine for 15 euros. Although I do feel like you could probably find a used pen tablet on eBay or something for less than 15 euros. You can even draw with a mouse though, honestly. Just to like practice animating itself and using the programs and stuff like that. You don't necessarily have to have a tablet. That way you can kind of like figure out if you're interested in it enough to want to invest money into it. You know? Wasn't surprised the laptop is almost a decade old. Oh. Cute old laptop. Pen and paper hits different even as a digital artist. It really does. I have a sketchbook that I draw in occasionally. It's a really good way to get over art block, actually, in my opinion. From my experience, I mean. I find, because I work primarily digital, of course. Either on my Cintiq or my iPad. And I found that sometimes, when I'm having art block, I just switch to my sketchbook and I do some like studies and stuff in there. There's some doodle and stuff and the art block goes away. Not every time, of course, but it's been surprisingly consistent. Sometimes you just need to change medium a little bit. Personally, I always go back to traditional drawing art, but like, yeah, exactly. Okay, this is like a little bit too much of a jump. I don't want him to jump, I just want him to hop. Been making storyboards on pencil and paper for a bit now. Ooh. What have you been animating on paper and pencil? Personally, I have a cheap drawing tablet from like a decade ago. I can't believe the drivers still work. Yeah, I had a Wacom Intuos pen. I think that's what it was called. I had that thing for a freaking like decade. It's like incredibly, it got incredibly scratched up. Actually sold it on eBay recently. I'm amazed that somebody bought it. Yeah, I think I'll do something like this, where like this pours this way and this pours that way. I think that would make more sense. We do a little trial and error. What exactly would I do with fan art if I wanted you to see it / know of its existence? You can post it on Instagram or Twitter or Blue Sky or Tumblr or Toy House and tag me. I'm at chipflake everywhere except for Blue Sky's chipflake.com. And Toy House is yet another husky. Or if you want to keep it anonymous, or you don't have those social medias, you can just email it to me. My email is in the description. Mine's some Wacom bamboo tablet. I had a bamboo tablet as well. But I broke the pen. I broke the pen. Thank you for the save reminder, by the way. I broke the pen, and then I realized the pen costs like 50 euros to replace. Replace, or 50 pounds. I think it was only like 30 or something. But at that time, I was like really broke. I was so broke that I actually started drawing with a mouse for several months until I got a replacement. Thank you for the bits, Taco. Oh, sorry, it's a reflex. Felix. Stretching, by the way. Did you hear about the corporate spy who infiltrated Wacom? They called him the Whack-A-Mole. I apologize for my terrible joke. Do not apologize, that was some comedy gold right there. And I have saved and unshrimped. That is a J tier joke. It really is. That's something that Jay would come up with. Oh, I always forget how time flies when I stream. So weird. Yeah, I think this works better. Be gone. Wait, no. Don't be gone. Just adding an extra frame in between. Yeah. Yeah. Yippee. Currently trying my best to become multilingual. Currently know Spanish and English and working on French. Yo. Mad respect for that. Languages are very hard to learn. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't want to discourage anybody. Personally, I find languages quite difficult to learn. So, I have much respect for you. I'm still trying to learn German. I've had a lot of practice lately, let's just say. But I'm still like at that stage where I have to really think about how I'm gonna say something before I say it. Which makes it pretty hard to... It makes it pretty hard in social situations. So I find that I don't usually have time to like contribute to the conversation before it's moved on, you know what I mean? It is my dream to be fluent in German, or at least good enough to where I can just say things. To where most things I want to say just like come into my brain immediately. I don't have to think about how to say it. I have to say it's a little hard being at this stage though. Like it's a little bit hard to know how to improve at this point, other than, you know, just practicing. Which I feel like I do pretty often. Why is it almost 5 already? Scary. This one? I need this one, right? Yeah. Layer 14 goes here. And it goes over here. And this one goes over here. Now I need layer 12. Layer 12B. There's a B. Number 15. I'd like the number 15. Now, how's this looking? Thank you for the bits, Felix. 1 second. You can interject in a conversation with some filler phrases to give you time to think about what you actually want to say. Uh-huh. Hi, Scarp. How's it going, dude? Do you and Andrew still listen to much classic dubstep and pendulum occasionally? It was such a thing of his age. I don't know about Andrew, but I do, personally. Freaking love pendulum still nowadays. And I kind of mostly keep up with the dubstep scene nowadays. Did you know the Dr. P and Flux Pavilion just released an album together? I haven't finished listening to it yet, but it slaps so far. This could definitely be slower, actually. Maybe the frames where he's on the floor should be slower. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like Pendulum's newer stuff quite a bit as well, actually. Pendulum. Yeah, this is like exactly kind of timing I had in mind. He's gonna like jump down there and he's gonna walk along and then he's gonna spin around over here. This part is blank. But yeah. Yeah, I highly recommend checking out Convexity if you like dubstep. She does a lot of sorry, I'm really bad with genre names. Is it called color bass? The style that you do? It's very cool. Either way. Thank you for the bits, Felix. You can join the conversation by saying what you just said reminding me of something, or I'd like to give my take on this topic. And you'll have other people's attention, and they'll know to wait for you to get to the point you just announced. But what if I don't remember how to say those phrases? I'm just kidding. Yeah. I know what you mean. Honestly, because I was hanging out with the main guy who's developing the chipflake game yesterday. Actually the guy who made the music for the chipflake game and a mutual friend of theirs. And they are all very, very cool and based people. And they know, obviously, German is my second language, so I can literally sit there and like be silent for 5 minutes while I think about what I have to say next, like how to put the sentence together, and they will politely wait for me because they're very cool and epic based people. But even when I'm with people like that, it's still very hard for me and my social anxiety to feel like, okay, I want to say the thing, but I gotta think about it first. I think I'm just gonna let it go, you know? That's a little bit... It's still easier for me, even when I'm with people who are very understanding and patient. Yeah. Done a lot for the color bass scene, but I'm kind of moving on to more atonal and experimental type bass music. Heck yeah. That's cool. Very hyped to hear future J music. But yeah, I think I'm actually gonna end stream for today though. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit too busy to keep going, but I'll be back tomorrow and on Friday, so, you know, more cool things this week. I'm getting back to my regular streaming schedule. And, is there anything else I wanted to say before I go? Thanks for stream. Thank you for stopping by. It was very fun. I actually got a surprising amount done. I'm usually really unproductive with these kinds of streams, but I actually feel like I got a decent amount done. We'll be back on Friday with more of this, probably. And on Wednesday we do Rain World. We're gonna rain. The world is gonna rain, and it's gonna be really cool. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and have an epic rest of your day. Don't forget that.